So just start by sitting in a comfortable seated position. If you need some elevation, you can take a cushion or a pillow to put underneath, but we're going to just sit for a couple of minutes and just sort of let go of our day. So I just want you to sit in a comfortable cross-legged position, close your eyes, take a deep inhalation, and exhale out. And again. So just letting go of your day. So just bringing your focus to your body and your breath. So that's what our ideal yoga practice is. You're just focused on your body, your breath. And this is time for you. Take some time out for you to take some self-care. And it will really benefit you. Taking the time out to do yoga on a regular basis will have a tremendous benefit. Over the years, I've taught many students over the past 30 years, and if you do it regularly, you'll become a different person after, within a few months, actually. Your body will change, your mind, and even your connection with the world will change. Okay, so just, again, just take a couple of other breaths, just center yourself, and just breathe through your nose from now on. Good, and now we're going to do some warm-ups. I want you to stretch out your spine. So go on your hands and knees hip width apart, knees below your hips, your wrists beneath your shoulders. And we're going to do some simple stretch. So as you exhale, you're going to arch your spine and drop your head. As you inhale, you sink from the base of the spine and look up. So going back and forth with your breath. So inhale. Then as you exhale, arch your spine. And inhale. And exhale. And just do it in your own time. Good, and just come back to center. Now we're going to do the dynamic variation. As you exhale, take your right knee and nose toward each other. And inhale, look up, take the leg back. So moving back and forth with your breath. Good, and change sides. As you exhale, bring your left knee and nose towards each other. Inhale, look up, take the leg back. So this will help you release any tension that's built up in your spine and your hips from all that sitting that we do. Good, and just come back to center. We're going to do a shoulder blade stretch. So inhale the right arm up. And you're going to exhale through. And just relax your head. And just take a couple of breaths here. Good, and change sides. Inhale up the left arm. And exhale through. And take a few breaths. So when you breathe, I want you to breathe through your nose. And when you inhale, think of getting energy as the oxygen comes into your body. And as you exhale, release completely. Good, and just come back to the middle. And now just take your buttocks to your heels. And you could make a pillow with your arms if that's more comfortable. Or if it's comfortable, you can take your arms back, whatever is comfortable. So if you're just starting, maybe you can just make a pillow with your arms and just let yourself relax. Keep breathing steadily. So when you breathe slowly, then your mind can calm down and your mind will start to relax. Your body will start to relax. Good, and inhale, come up. We're going to do sun salutations. We're going to do it this way. Good, and then inhale the arm and exhale. Inhale, arms up and back. Exhale, forward bend. If you need to bend your knees, bend your knees. Take the right leg back, bring your knee to the floor and look up. Other leg back. And then as you exhale, knees, chest, chin to the floor. So hips are lifted. Inhale, cobra. And push on your hands and go into downward facing dog. And we're going to take a couple of breaths here. Good, and then drop onto your left knee. Take the right leg forward. And the other leg forward. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale the arms up and exhale. And we're going to do one more once on the left side now. Inhale, exhale. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, left leg back. Take the knee to the floor. Look up. Take the leg back. Hold your breath. Exhale. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. So just keep don't worry about your heels. Just keep those hips lifted. So your heels may or may not come to the floor. So it doesn't really matter. If it is possible, then you can take your heels to the floor and just push through your heels and release into the posture. When the beginning, don't worry about that at all. And then now just drop onto your right knee, take your left foot forward. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale and exhale. We're going to do once more to each side. So inhale and exhale, forward bend. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Inhale, right leg back, take your knee to the floor. Look up, other leg back. As you exhale, drop into your knee, chest, chin. Exhale. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, drop onto your left knee, take your right foot forward. And other leg forward. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale. And exhale. And one last time to balance it out. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, left leg back. Take your knee to the floor. Look up. Other leg back. Knee, chest, chin. Exhale. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, drop your right knee to the floor. Bring your left foot forward. Other leg forward. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale and exhale. So that was sun salutation. And that's an excellent way to warm up. If you just have a very short amount of time to stretch, if you just do a few rounds of sun salutation, that'll help warm up all parts of your body. And before we start our standing sequence, let's just warm ourselves a little bit more. So bring the soles of your feet in. And just put the elbows up to your thighs and just press with your thighs. And just try and extend your chest forward. You might feel quite stiff, and that's fine. So it's not about how far you go in the process, it's the process that's the most important thing. Just work the posture. Close your eyes and breathe and release. Use each exhalation to soften. Where's the tension in the posture? And just see where you can soften and release. Good. And just gently bring your knees together and just lie on your back. We'll stretch out our hips a bit more. So just lying on your back. Cross your right ankle below the left knee and then bring it in. So what you're going to do with your hands, Either you're going to hold behind the thigh, just release your head, hold behind the thigh. If that's comfortable. If you want more, then you try and reach beneath your shin, on your shin. So either way, if that's too much, just go back. There's no need to prove that. You don't need to prove anything to anybody. Just enjoy the flow of the class. And every time you do it, you'll just get a little bit more flexible, both in body and mind. So we'll just hold it for a few breaths. Keep breathing deeply. So there's no need to, you're lying on the floor, just let yourself go. And just feel where you feel some stretch. You feel some stretch in your hip. See where you can release in the hip. Good, and release the foot to the floor. Uncross your legs, change sides. Crossing the left ankle below the right knee and bringing the knee in. Either holding behind the thigh or holding below the knee. And again, just let yourself relax. Neck, jaw should be completely relaxed. And just gently breathe. You can pull a little bit on your leg and just breathe and really see where you can soften in your hip. So in the beginning, you may feel that things are quite stiff, but that's fine. If you've been sitting for long periods of time without stretching, that's bound to happen. But as you work through the postures, they will start to release. So just keep your breath, keep concentration on your breath. Good, and then release. And just straighten out both legs, shake out your legs. Good, and then hug the right knee to your chest. Draw it in as far as you can. Take a couple of breaths here. Good, and then inhale and release. And exhale as you bring your knee in. And take a few deep breaths here. I can feel some release in my hip and my groin. So just keep working the breath. Soften, release. Good, now hug both knees into your chest. Make a circle with your knees. And just roll over onto your right side. And we're going to come onto our hands and knees. And we're going to do another hip stretch. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take your right foot. So the heel is in line with the opposite groin. And then you can see the knees coming straight ahead. And you're just going to stretch. So you're just going to rock. So this is, depending on your level, you just actually find a good working edge. So a good working edge is about 80% of the full stretch. You never want to stretch your muscles all the way to the maximum because you can injure yourself and the muscle won't release. So just find a place so you can just stay here on your hands. If that's comfortable, you can go down onto your elbows. If that's comfortable, or you can go all the way down. It's up to you. Just find a good working place. And if you want more stretch, the other thing you can do, you can actually slide this foot forward a little bit as well, and that will give you more stretch. So again, find that good working edge and just breathe and release, soften. So by doing yoga, you're stimulating your nervous system, you're improving the blood circulation throughout your body, so it's tremendously beneficial. Just by doing the posture, it doesn't matter, how your posture is in comparison to someone else. It absolutely makes no difference. It's doing the postures. Okay, and then now we can try, let's try a more advanced variation. And what you can do is from here, just balance, and you can just see where you can lift your leg. If that's uncomfortable, just stay where you are. And then if you want more, you could just reach back, keep your balance. I'm balancing on my front hand, and then you could bring this in. But this may be too much, so don't. If it's too much, don't do it. Just stay where you were. In case if there's someone who's got more experience in yoga, then they can actually bring this in. So wherever you are, be comfortable with where you are, and just hold it for a couple of breaths. Wherever it is, it doesn't matter. Good, and then come back. Go on your hands and knees and change sides. Again, have your left heel in line with the opposite groin. You can adjust the foot. If you want more stretch, you bring your foot up this way. If you want less stretch, bring it closer to the groin. Make your adjustment and just find your position on your hands, on your elbows, all the way down, whatever is appropriate for you. And again, just scan through your body. Where do you feel the tension? Where do you feel a stretch? Where can you release? And really enjoy the posture. Enjoy the stretch, the stimulation that yoga gives your body. Good, and then now you can try, if you're comfortable just where you are, stay there. If you want more, then you can try to do more. So you can reach back, you might be able to grab your foot. If you can't, if that's too much, just stay where you are. Okay, and then if you want, you can bring it all the way in, if that's possible. So in this class, I'll try and give you a whole variation. So no matter where you are on your yoga journey, you can get something, you can get a nice working edge. Good, and then just come back and just go into child's pose. So you can just use your hands as a pillow, or you can get your hip, or you can also do it this way, get a slightly stronger stretch. Wherever you can, and you just need to relax. Breathe and release. Good, and then come up, just sitting. And just roll over onto your back, roll onto your back. Just have your feet together, hands down, palms by your side, and you're going to inhale up the right leg, and exhale, release. Inhale the left leg, exhale, release. Inhale the right leg again, exhale, release. Inhale the left leg, and exhale, release. This time you're going to bend your right knee towards your chest. You're going to grab behind the thigh, and then you're going to slowly start pushing through your heel, extend the leg wherever you can extend to, and just gently draw the leg in. Good. And now make a circle with your ankle, a full circle with your ankle. You'll probably hear some clicking, because the ankle is something we don't actually stretch that much. So just rotate, make sure you rotate in both directions. Good, and just come back to the middle, and now push through your heel of your left leg, and then push through the heel of your right leg and extend. And just breathe and soften in your hamstring. Good, and just bring your knee into the chest and slide your foot forward, release. Inhale up the left leg, interlace the hands, catch behind the thigh, and extend your leg. Make a circle with your ankle. Circle one way and the other. And come back to center, push through the heel, extend the leg more. Both legs very active. Good, and then release. And release the hands, slide the foot forward, and release. And now I just want you to bend both knees, have your feet about hip width apart. You're going to interlace your hands behind your head. And as you exhale, you're just going to lift your head up. So don't worry about coming up, just lift your head up and just engage your abdominal muscles and just lift up. So don't strain your back, you should just be using your abdominal muscles to lift. So strengthening our core muscles. So as you come up, exhale. As you go down, inhale. So using your breath really helps you with the posture. Good, and just extend your arms and just hold it. Good, and release. Just hug your knees into your chest, make a circle with your knees. Good, and come up. And now we're going to do both poses. So sitting with your knees bent in front of you, extend your arms. So first, just take your feet off the floor. You can have your knees bent. And just find a place where you can balance. If you want more of a challenge, try to start to straighten your legs a bit as well. So just wherever you get, if you're having trouble with your balance, bend your knees again. Just hold, and now cross your legs, and you're going to make a fist with your hands and lift your seat off the floor. Good, release. Round two. And just wherever you can maintain your balance, make sure you can maintain your balance wherever you are. Cross your ankles and lift. And one last time. Extend, keep your balance, and lift. This time, lift your feet off the floor. That's it, lift. Use your abdominal muscles, good, and release. Sometimes people in that pose say, my arms aren't long enough. It's all about engaging your abdominal muscles to lift up. But that's, again, an advanced pose, so you're not going to, don't necessarily, I'm going to do the full pose until you've done yoga for a while. Okay, so let's warm up our shoulders. So our shoulders tend to get very stiff. We do a lot of office work. So let's just try and release them a little bit before we start doing a standing sequence. Just rotate the arms forward, backward, all the way forward. You can do it slowly, or you can do it faster if you want. Whatever's appropriate for you. And backward. Good, one arm up, one arm down. Good. Interlace your hand behind back and go forward. Again, just find a good working position. You might just go here. If you want, and it's possible, to go all the way over. Otherwise, just stay up wherever you are. And your arms may not lift that much. That's perfectly fine. Good. And now we're going to take the left arm under the right elbow. So just here, see what, if you can wrap, you wrap. If you can't wrap, you just do what you can. And then just lift up the elbow, just breathe and release. So it's going to open up the area between your shoulder blades. Keep your neck and jaw relaxed. And just breathe and release. See if you can soften those shoulders a little bit. Good, and release. Other way. Again, just wherever you might not be able to get all the way around, that's fine. Good, and we're gonna do just one more. So starting with the right arm, you're gonna scoop it behind your back, and you're gonna take up the other arm. Just work the elbow back. If the hands are touch, you can interlace the hands. If they don't touch, just hold the position. So in the future, if your hands don't touch, you can get a strap and use that to help you. But yeah, it's just something you work towards. Because our shoulders tend to be really stiff from all our office work. Good. And just release, shake out the shoulders, and change sides. So take the arm, work it up the back as far as it'll go. If you can grab your elbow, you can help it up. But recognize, I know for some people this is very difficult. That's fine. Just work where you are so you can just release a little bit. Good, and just release. And we'll move on to our standing sequence. So come to standing. We'll just start off with mountain pose. So have your feet, your toes together, heels slightly apart, the edges of your feet parallel. And from here, I want you to lift up your kneecaps, activate the quadriceps, roll the shoulders up and back. So chest lifted, top of the head lifted, nice long spine. So whatever posture you're in, you want to keep really extend your spine. You never want to compress your spine. Really keep it nice and long. Okay, then from here, we're just going to just inhale the arms up and exhale, release. Inhale, you can use your mouth to as you exhale. Inhale, and just let go. Good. This time, as you inhale, I want you to come up onto your toes. Extend, come up. Hold, keep breathing. Hold up, come up. Exhale, release. And again, inhale up. Okay, keep breathing and lift up as high as you possibly can. Lift up, push through your hands. Lift up as high as you can. Good, and then release, exhale, release. Good, now we're going to tree pose. So shifting the weight into your right foot. You're going to get your left foot into position. The most important thing is where can you balance. Doesn't matter where your foot is. In the beginning, this may be a good place to balance. If you want more, you can take it above your knee. So have it above or below the knee, not pressing against the knee. And just look at a fixed spot in front of you. Again, if you've just started new to yoga, you may be wobbling around, but that's all right. Just keep working with it. If your leg comes off, center yourself and bring it back up, or maybe not, bring it up less high. It's something new and it might take your body a while to get used to it. That's fine. Good, and then exhale, release. Other side. Again, take it to a position where you can maintain your balance. And just breathe and release. Good, and exhale, release. Okay, we're going to do a variation into half lotus. So just lift up the other foot and just hold on to the foot with your hand. And just let the knee drop wherever it's possible and just take the other hand up to your chest. Good, exhale, release. Get your balance again, take the other foot, hold it. Hold the foot with the opposite hand. Bring the heel in towards your groin, let the knee drop. And hold. Good, and then exhale, release. Then going to Thunderbolt, big toes together, heels apart. Just bend your knees and look up. Keep breathing. If you want to go, if you want more challenge, you can inhale, exhale, you can bend the knee more. Good, inhale, come up, exhale, release. Good, interlace your fingers, and just as you exhale, go over to one side. Inhale to center. Exhale to the other side. Once more to each side. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good, and then release. Okay, and then we'll do our some classic standing poses, starting with triangle. So take your feet about just a longer than shoulder width. Turn your left foot out, right foot in a bit towards the other foot, and just extend the arms. And just bending from the hip, let your hand go where it'll go. It'll be on your shin or your ankle. If you're more flexible, you can actually grab onto your toe, whatever's appropriate. And you're going to turn and look at your thumb. And you're trying to get a bit of you're trying to work that top arm and top hip back a little. So you can intensify the stretch a little bit along the side of your body. Feeling a real extension. Spine nice and long. Good. Inhale, come up. Change your feet. Front foot at 90, the back foot turned in a little bit. Hands at short. Inhale, exhale. And take your hand onto your ankle or shin and extend the top arm up. Turn and look at your thumb. And take a few deep breaths here. Feel really strongly grounded into the floor. Good, and then inhale, come up. And this time we're going to actually turn, so the front foot is still, but this time you're going to actually have your feet a little bit wider apart, so your hips are facing directly forward. So we're going to go into warrior one. So as you inhale, bend the front knee and look up. Keep the back leg straight, push to the heel of the back leg. And if you want more of a stretch, you can take a little bit of a back bend as well. Just find a position where you're getting a good, where it works well. Good. And now what you're going to do is you're going to just go on the toe of the back foot and you're going to actually do warrior three. So you're going to actually balance, have your hands like an airplane, and then see where you can take your foot. So you can keep the front knee bent a little bit to start with, and you can see what you can lift as high as you can. Just breathe. Think of a wet, heavy blanket on your leg and lift up your leg. If you want, you can take your arms in front. Good, and then just release. Okay, and then other side, turn. We're going to do warrior two to the other side. So make sure your hips should be facing directly forward. So turn the back leg in, feet about hip width apart, and then you're going to just inhale, take your arms up, and look up. Good, and then now you're going to just come up onto your toes of the back leg, and then you could use airplane arms. That will help you with your balance. And just lift up. Good. And then release. And just come back to center and turn the other direction. This time, the same position, slightly wider than a triangle. Inhale, exhale. Bend the front knee, put the forearm onto your thigh, and then extend the arm. So depending on how tight your shoulder, this may be it. If it's possible, you can just extend it right over your ear, turning your head in towards your armpit. So you can feel the energy, there's a strong pushing on the edge of the back foot. This whole side of the body is really working, stretching along the whole side of your body. Turn and look in towards your armpit. Good. Other side. Inhale, exhale. Hand onto the thigh. And extend the arms. And turn your head towards your armpit and stretch. Good. And inhale, come up. And just go to the middle. Have the edges of your feet, don't have your feet turned out, have them parallel with the edge of your mat and just work them wherever you can get a comfortable stretch. And then from there, just bend forward and just go onto your hand, go onto your fingers. And if that's okay, you can, if you want more of a stretch, you can go onto your hands. More stretch, you can actually bend your elbows. So just find a place where you're getting a nice stretch. And just opening up on the inner legs, the muscles of the inner legs. Just take a few breaths here. Again, work to 80% of your capacity. The last thing you should do is get injured in yoga. That's the last thing that should happen. It should never happen. If that happens, you're not doing it right. You're just letting your ego get in the way. Good, and if you want, you can just see whether you can walk your feet a little bit wider. And just release your head. Wherever you are, just release your head. If you're not, you can go on your elbows, you can go on your elbows, stay up on your hands, you can go for your elbows, and just release your head. Good, and now begin to take the weight into your hands, heel toe your feet together until they're about hip width apart. Bend your knees deeply, hold the elbow with the opposite hand, let yourself hang. Good, and then bend your knees deeply, put your hands on your hips, and roll up with a straight back. That's it, straight roll back. Good. Okay, we're going to finish off with one final standing pose. So starting with the right leg in front, back, so your hips again are facing forward. So slightly narrower stance. And you have two options here. Hold the elbows with the opposite hand. Or you can put your hands in reverse prayer, whatever's possible. Inhale, look up. And exhale. Just stretch forward and just release your head. Keep the back leg straight. You can bend the front knee a little bit. Or bend the front leg so you can just relax. Good. Inhale, come up. Change sides. You can just shake out your wrists, shake out your arms a bit, and get yourself in position. Hips facing directly forward. Take your position. This time I'll just do it with my elbows, holding my elbows, and just release. So it's important you do what's appropriate for you. You don't need to look around and see what anyone else is doing. You do and feel what's appropriate for you. Good. Inhale, come up. Step your feet together and just shake out your shoulders a little bit. Shake out your wrists. Good. So we'll just move on to our back bend sequence. So just start by lying on your tummy. Okay, lift up your head, take your arms in front and lift. And exhale, release. And lift up the head, arms to the side, inhale, lift. And exhale, release. And lift up your head, arms behind. Lift up, you should have lift up a little bit higher. And exhale, release. Okay, then the next thing, lift up your head and bend your heels towards your buttocks. So this is quite intense. So you may just see what you can do here. You can see whether you can reach your foot or your ankle, whatever, and just come up. So if you can reach your ankle or foot, just lift yourself up, this bow posture. And exhale, release. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders, buttocks to your heels, and just stretch out your back. Good. We'll do little bridge posture. Lying on your back, feet hip width apart, hands by your side, palms facing down. As you inhale, lift up. Lift your hips as high as they'll go. Lift, lift, lift. And then exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Good. Now we'll interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders under. Tuck your shoulders under. Open up your chest a little bit more. And just lift up. If you want more, take up one leg. And release. And take up the other leg. If that's too much, just stay where you are. Never force anything. And exhale, release. Make a circle with your knees. Good, and now we'll just move on to our sitting forward bend. So after a back bend, you tend to be a little bit out there because you're opening yourself up and you need to calm yourself down with some forward bends. So start with the right leg straight, left leg in, inhale, and exhale. Again, think of length more rather than just reach and then just drop your hands wherever they go. Good, come up, change sides. And what you're gonna do here is the same thing. This time we'll just go into it a bit more, with a bit more awareness. So just think of I want you to think of lengthening from your hip. I don't want you to think about, I'm going down, lengthen your spine, and then just drop your hands wherever they are, and then release your head. Keep breathing, releasing the back of the legs. Good, inhale, come up. Exhale, release both feet together. Inhale up, exhale, forward bend. Just reach, again, think of reaching. So I'm just reaching, and then wherever your hands go, let them go. Soften the shoulders, soften the arms. Breathe and release. Good, inhale, come up. Exhale, release. Now we're gonna go open your legs as wide as you can. Just try and work them out a little bit. That's it, stretch them out. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the side. So you're gonna take your left hand, put it on your ankle or shin, and then go over. If it's possible, you can also grab your big toe, wherever it's possible, and then you're gonna go over. So again, we can tend to be, this upper arm can be very tight. So just find a place where you're working it. So inhale, exhale. Every time you exhale, see where you can soften along the side of your body. Trying to rotate your chest into the middle as well. So trying a bit of that action as well. Keep that breathing going. This can be intense, so just breathe and use your breath to help you. Good, and change sides. You're stretching a whole bunch of muscles which you're not used to being stretched. So it'll take a while to start getting used to it. And just breathe and release. Good, and then come up, inhale, come up. Open your feet wide, and then now you can just go, walk your hands as far as they'll go and just hold the position. You may not go that far forward, that's fine. So wherever you can go as far as we can still maintain and get that 80% stretch. If it becomes too much, just come back. Just breathe, use your breath, soften, release. Good, and just walk yourself back. Excellent. Okay, so we're gonna go into our closing sequence, but first we're gonna do crow. So anyway, one thing a tip I can give you is, don't overdo it, but if you are practicing by yourself, it may sometimes help you to put a pillow in front of your nose, so in case you do a face plant, the pillow can help you. But anyway, let me just show you that. So that's something you can do if you decide you want to practice crow. So first thing, have your hands, open your hands, have your hands about shoulder width apart, and you're going to just try and get your knees on the upper part of your arms. Okay, and then just a balance, not about strength really, it's about balance. And then you just need to just balance. So even just start with one leg, just take one leg off. See how that feels. And so in the beginning, yeah, you may want to put a pillow in front of your face in case you're afraid you might do a face plant. So just put a pillow there. But it's something about learning the balance. It's not necessarily about strength. If you have the strength to do downward facing dog, you can do crow. And it's always good to have a challenge, because one of the things I find is when people overcome something, a difficult posture, that they thought they couldn't do, then that whole change, so that mindset changes, and you say, what else could I do that I didn't think I could do? So there are a lot of things you could do, but if you have the right mindset. Okay, so let's just go into our closing sequence now. So I'll leave you to practice crow as a homework for next time. And you can let me know how that goes. Okay, so we'll just do a shoulder stretch and then go into our final relaxation. So the best part of the class is coming up. So it's really important to take time to do a proper relaxation it'll really integrate the work you've done and just increase the benefit of all the work you've done. Just lie on your back, hands out to the side. And what you're going to do is you're going to put your right foot on your left knee, go over towards the left. So the knee doesn't have to come to the floor. If your head is hanging, feeling a bit uncomfortable, you can put a pillow, and then just what you're going to do now is just make a circle with the other arm. A nice smooth circle. So the closer you take your fingers to the floor, the more of a stretch you'll get. The further up it is less of a stretch. So just make sure you circle in both directions and just work through any tight spots. So this is an excellent stretch if you have some shoulder injuries. It'll stimulate your immune system. You've got a lot of lymphatic nodes under your armpits, so it's really an excellent posture. A great way to finish up your class. Keep breathing, keep the focus on the breath and the body, and soften. If you find it too easy, just make sure you grab the knee put the knee right onto the floor and take your fingers right to the floor. Just find that good working edge. So if you're more flexible, then you actually keep the knee down and then stretch all the way along the floor. So find a good working edge. And just keep changing the direction. You'll notice that changes the stretch. Good. Keep breathing deeply. There's no need to hold anything now. Just let yourself relax onto the floor. Good. And come back onto your back. Bring your feet together. Put your left foot onto your right knee. Go over to the right and make a circle with your arms again. So if your neck is feeling a little uncomfortable, you could just put a pillow. If your neck feels like it's hanging a bit, you could use a pillow. Because you don't want to get a stiff neck while you're doing this. And circle the other way. And again, adjust the height. So the closer it is to the floor, the harder it is. So if it's too much, just lift your hand up a little bit higher. And you'll find there's some parts of your circle that are tight, and just slow it down to those spots and see if we can breathe and walk through some of those tight spots. Good. Again, really enjoy, take the moment, relax, enjoy your postures. Good, and just take it the other way one last time, and let's bring it to a close. Just roll over to your back. We're gonna do Shavasana, corpse posture. So have your feet hip width apart, let your feet flop out to the side. Have your hands by your side, a little bit away from your body, palms facing up. Take a couple of deep breaths and let yourself completely relax into your mat. There's no need to hold anything. Good, and now bring the awareness to your right foot. Squeeze the toes of your right foot. Tense the leg, lift it off the floor, and release. Squeeze the toes of the left foot, tense the leg, lift it off the floor, and release. Tighten your buttocks, lift your hips off the floor, and release. Tighten the stomach, press the small of the back into the floor, and release. Make a fist with your right hand, tense the arm, lift it off the floor, and open your hand wide, release. Make a fist with your left hand, tense the arm, lift it off the floor, open your hand wide, and release. Bring your shoulders up towards your ears, and then down towards your hips, and release. Now lift up your shoulder blades, lift up your chest, bring your shoulder blades together, and release. And now very slowly Roll your head from side to side, releasing any tension in your neck. Don't move too quickly. It's not good for your neck to make sharp movements. So just very slowly, gently go back and forth. Good, and just come back to the center and find squeezing all the muscles in your face. Make a lemony, pruny face. And release. Have your mouth slightly open, jaw relaxed, mouth closed. Have your jaw slightly apart. Take a couple of deep breaths and then just let your breath go to its natural rhythm. And just don't lose your concentration. Don't let your mind wander around. Just come back to the breathing and the awareness of your body. So start counting your breaths. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2, until 5, and then back to 1. Just keep your concentration. If your mind starts wandering, gently bring it back to the awareness of the breath. So there's no need to berate yourself or anything. Just gently come back to your focus. Good. And begin to deepen your breathing. Then begin to move your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready, just hug your knees into your chest. Yeah, use your hands to pull your knees in towards your chest. And just roll over to your right side.
Just make a pillow with your arm, just stay there. And then slowly begin to open your eyes. Just become aware of your surroundings. And getting yourself good. And just gently push yourself up to sitting. Just come to a comfortable cross-legged position. And namaste.